I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
The Super Mario Bros. Movie came out last week, and it is stupendous. It's one of the best films I have ever seen, and definitely my favorite video game movie adaptation. So let's go!
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
Full disclosure, the TLDW is that this is a good movie, and there will be spoilers, yes. You might be asking, how you gonna review this film when the footage of the film is not out? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I'll just do what every other critic does, and that's using trailers and still images. But thankfully with Mario, I can just use the games to back up footage for me, so it's not just still images. It's been a long time since Mario had a theatrical release. It's been almost 30 years since the only ever Mario film. No, the Japanese one doesn't count since it only aired in Japan. And I think this film had a lot of stakes. Let's really think about this. Video game adaptations aren't usually good, whether it's films, shows, or candy. This right here is a very good toy, but the candy from it fucking sucked. The reason why video game adaptations aren't that good is because Hollywood hacks don't play the games that they are referencing. They just think, because we're making a product based on a video game, it'll automatically make us money. Not be good, but make money. But when you don't make something good, you tend to get a critical flop, which did happen to the original Mario movie. Nintendo was taking a high chance with this. I think one of the reasons why Illumination made this good was because Nintendo made checks on them. They didn't want a repeat from 3 decades ago. And for the most part, this film was pretty fun. For the record, there are some cliches that every movie ever will pull off no matter how long films go on for. I've been complaining about cliches as of late. Like in my Moon Girl video, I talked a lot about cliches. And I'm okay with some of these people disagreeing with me. Like some people don't have a problem with the main character having a secret identity or lying to everyone, which is fine. But as someone that's seen dozens of cartoons doing the exact same things that pisses me off, it was a problem for me. Now, the Super Mario movie does have some cliches, but there are some cliches that every film is going to have in general. There are some unwritten rules that you should be expected to see when going into a movie. Every movie ever is going to have an Act 2 breakup, and it will usually be the worst part of the movie. Every movie ever that is a Disney live-action remake of an anime film is going to be infinitely worse than the original anime version, and yet the remake will make tons of more money than the original counterpart, and Google searches will always show the remake first instead of the much better anime one. Every movie ever that is theatrical anime not from Japan will be 3D, and the only time a non-Japanese theatrical anime film will be in 2D will be based off of a television show that is 2D, and even then, the plot of the movie will be the road trip film. Your movie can survive these cliches though if your characters are interesting enough. You really need to have good writing though, and I think this is where the original movie faults at. Let's be as honest as we can. The Super Mario Bros. Video game is bad with story. What's the plot of the game? You play as 2 random plumbers trying to save a princess from a giant evil turtle. And that evil turtle turned the princess's subjects into blocks. Why Mario breaks these blocks, I'll never know. And yes, the game manual always states that the princess's subjects are turned into blocks. That plot there does not give a lot for a film. But this problem never occurs in the video game. That's because different mediums have different advantages, and of course, each has their own disadvantages. Video games have the advantage of not needing to tell good stories to make good games, and most Mario games are like that. Things like the main Super Mario series, the Mario Parties, the Mario Sports, and Mario Kart series are fun because they have excellent gameplay. And many of these games you can play with your friends and grow your friendships, or ruin them forever if you pick Mario Party.
No, he gets it anyway.
No, he does not!
He pays 20 points.
Fuck! Oh, it's down there. Oh, shit! Please,
These games as a whole are fun for the whole family, and you could even make your own little stories with them and have a lot of fun. However, when it comes to film, the story is always the focus. You can't really make a 2-hour movie without a story. You gotta have actual good writing. And that's where the original film failed. But to be fair, it was blackballed from the start. How do you make a film based on a video game? That's a very good question. To this day, I can't give you an answer because I don't know. It's the early 90s, and no one has tried this before. But, to be fair, there are those even in the modern era that do fuck up on that front. Video game movies have had an interesting history. You take beloved games like Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill, and decide that you want to fuck with fans because that's what you want to do with video game movies. Apparently. Oh, and apparently Resident Evil's getting another sequel. Why? Oh wait, a remake. Why? Not every video game adaptation sucks, but when they are good, they have some sort of thing holding them back. The Ace Attorney anime is really good, but it does have its issues when adapting the games, like the lack of psych-lock challenges and cutting out one of the original cases in the show. And then there's the Animal Crossing movie, probably the best video game adaptation ever, and one of my favorite movies of all time. Too bad there's no official English dub. It had to be fan dubbed a decade later. Of course, there's always the reverse effect, when the game is bad but then its adaptation is really good, like Sonic Boom. Fun show, terrible game. The original Mario film only had the first couple of games to work off of. You want to know how bad this was? Bowser was green, and not brown and tan like he is now. Well, in the film they make him a weird human, but in the TV series he's green.
I want my feet licked.
So I don't blame the original film for failing in this regard, because back then there just wasn't that good of a reference. Though I need to be honest, the whole video game curse is a cliche, an outdated one. For those that don't remember, there was once a time where any video game that got a movie was automatically bad. And if you told me this 5 years ago back in 2018, I would believe you. However, ever since the film Detective Pikachu, I feel like that curse has been lifted. And I think a lot of that is Hollywood actually listening to criticism for a change. Although, yes, there is a lot to improve on. Maybe don't remake Moana less than a decade later, Disney. Yes, that's real. It was announced 10 days ago from the time of this upload. The criticism that Hollywood listened to seemed to be on the video game aspect. When Paramount released the original trailer for the Sonic live-action remake in 2019, it got hit by a lot of flack, to the point that Paramount listened. The issue was the original Sonic model that they showed. It was ugly to see.
Meow?
A lot of people complained, and Paramount actually caved in for once and improved. Anyone remember when Chip and Dale made fun of this?
I'm gonna be up on that stage too, right beside you.
Yes, Ugly Sonic, that's the spirit.
And they'll like me for who I am. Not like last time when the internet got one look at my human teeth and burned the place down.
I feel like they did this for Mario as well, because Nintendo wanted this to be perfect. They easily wouldn't have let Illumination make other terrible films again for this, like Hop and Sing. The main criticism that was given was Chris Pratt's performance as Mario.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Like, he does not sound like Mario. Other countries do a better job. Everyone else seems to do a good job, but not Chris Pratt. I don't hate Chris, but I understand the criticism. Though a lot of it is the fact that he seems to be in every film now, to the point that Chris Pratt himself agreed. This guy's gonna be Garfield later this decade, but later trailers did have Chris sounding more like Mario, so he listened to criticism. This does lead into the voice acting as a whole, and I think it's really good. Like, a lot of people complain that Charles Martinet is not Mario, but I can understand the change. There's gonna be a day when he's gonna unfortunately pass away, so it'll be nice for someone to take up the mantle, because let's be honest, Mario's gonna live forever. And technically speaking, Charles Martinet plays Mario's dad in this movie, so that's a little nice bonus. Regardless if you enjoyed this Mario movie or not, I think one thing that we can all agree on is that the marketing for this film was really good. In fact, I go out my way to say that this is the best marketed movie ever. Now, obviously, the way that a movie is marketed doesn't determine the quality of a movie. Chicken Little actually had excellent marketing.
In about 3 seconds, I'm going to scream like a little girl.
Is the movie good?
You gotta be ready to listen to your children, even if they have nothing to say.
No.
But it's been a while since I've seen a good movie with good marketing. A lot of the time, you get studio sabotage and have piss poor marketing, like with Lightyear and Strange World. I have no idea if it was because of the LGBT representation in each. A lot of film trailers nowadays are more or less, let's sum up this 2-hour movie in 2 minutes. The point of a trailer is to get people invested in your product/film. And what you don't do in that trailer is give away the whole movie. In school, when writing, say, a book report, you're supposed to summarize what has happened, not read the book verbatim. That's also what we call plagiarism. And this problem still exists in film today. I don't want a 2-hour movie to be summed up in 2 minutes. Teenage Kraken isn't out yet, but I already know what the whole film is going to be about because the trailer more or less tells you the whole movie. And retelling a joke from Megamind doesn't do you favors.
I love you so much! Love you too, Rando!
Who would I be without you? And I love you, random citizen.
Migration has a new problem, the next Illumination movie. Basically, while the film trailer actually does look good, The basic problem is that most of the trailer is spending time on all the other films that the company has made. Now, it's okay to say someone created this film, like Monsters Inc., if I'm correct, said from the creators of Toy Story.
The creators of Toy Story.
Hey, what's shaking, bacon?
But what Migration does is just plays clips from the other movies, mostly, instead of the actual movie that's what the focus is. I think the worst trailer ever is Coraline. Coraline is my favorite film from 2009. But have you seen the trailer for it? Actually, don't watch the trailer. It gives the twist of the film away in the trailer. So what did this Mario movie do with the marketing? This.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame.
That just might be my favorite commercial of all time. That's the original Princess Peach / Toadstool from the actual Super Mario Bros. Super Show, playing her here. Her name is Jenny Elias. That's proof of how much dedication that the people behind this film gave. Even then, the marketing gave live interviews with the actors and had multiple trailers. I watched it live.
There I am, Gary, there I am.
And it had multiple angles, trailers, and teasers. To be honest, after a while, it was getting a bit old. Like, after a while, you're gonna be like, okay, this does look good. Can I see it now, please? Some people love how there were many Mario characters that returned, although some were disappointed that there was no Fawful, Dementio, or Vivian. But if I'm completely honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if the characters that we did get were in the film at all. Like, the fact that we saw Illuma in this film really surprised me. Even more surprising is that Rosalina is not in this film, which is, strange. Most movies that are adaptations only focus on the main characters and don't care about any side or background characters, regardless if they're popular or not. It's why Starlight Glimmer and Trixie Lulamoon were in the My Little Pony Friendship's Magic movie Beyond the Cameo. And there's also the fact that the movie was probably written before they became more main characters. Even though rewrites are a thing, but whatever, this is about the other M, not My Little Pony, but Mario. For a film, I said this many times, your characters are your everything. Thankfully, I love Mario as a whole, and pretty much all the characters. Except when they're babies and cry. I loathe that. And of course, you need a good plot for them to go along. And that's something that I really love this movie doing. The plot of this movie is Mario trying to save his brother Luigi. And honestly, that's a story that I would have never seen done before. Like, a lot of people criticize this film on that aspect alone, but I think this is the best plot that the film could have done. Let's be honest, Mario rescuing Princess Peach is overdone. She's a damsel in distress that makes you question how the fuck is she in charge of a kingdom if she gets captured this much. But I wouldn't have been surprised once again if that was the plot. The closest Mario game that I can think of that does this is Super Paper Mario, but even then, Luigi is hypnotized to be evil, and you also play as Luigi at some point, and that wasn't entirely the main focus of the game. There's also Super Mario Galaxy where you technically do get to rescue Luigi in one level, but it's technically a Luigi from another galaxy, and when you do rescue Luigi as Luigi, it's revealed he's from a different galaxy. I love that Mario has to save Luigi. Not gonna lie, I'm legit tired of people saying that Mario is a sociopath.
I'm the one who has to pay if you take a Luigi on the carpet.
Oh, well, excuse me for... A Luigi?
You know, number 2.
Like, he's a person that wants to kill his own brother, which is something I'm legit tired of. They're brothers, they're supposed to love each other. Although, to be fair, some games like to show him as a sociopath. In the original Paper Mario, if you talk to Luigi shortly after being Goon Boss, Luigi tells you that he wants to come along and help you save Peach. But Mario supposedly cuts him off and tells him no, or tells him a lie basically saying that he has to stay and take care of the house. I say supposedly because Mario had no dialogue in the game, but it's implied that he does. In Super Mario World, Mario punches Yoshi to activate his tongue, but I think the most infamous example is from the Mario Power Tennis game, where if you play as Luigi and beat Mario in a tournament, Mario essentially stomps on Luigi's foot, to the point that Luigi is confused and says "ow" over and over again.
Nice job! Way to go!
And Mario does this to no other player in the game, not even to Bowser. I guess Peach treats him no better, as she pushes Luigi at the end of Super Princess Peach. And both her and Mario ignore Luigi at the end of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So him caring for Luigi means a lot to me. They're brothers, and brothers are supposed to care for each other. Peach in this movie is a badass. Now obviously there have been games outside of the kart/sports/party series where you could play as Peach. Hell, Super Princess Peach is a game where you play as her and say Mario. Although, once again, why did you have to push Luigi to the side? That was uncomfortable. Fucking hell, why did you push Luigi? What did he do to you? Like, do I have to play that Shark Tale clip?
What did I ever do to you?
But seeing her in a film like this is awesome.
If you can finish this, you're coming with me.
Huh, so the Mario levels are really training on stopping Bowser. That's awesome. Like, I love how Peach teaches Mario how to jump and such. There's a lot to mention elsewise in the film, like how Peach gets a dress that looks like Elsa's Frozen dress. I can't find the clips of that yet. Donkey Kong being voiced by Seth Green, pretty good performance. And the Yoshi at the end of the movie. Don't know if it means anything, but we'll talk about that later. But all that I really want to talk about for right now is Bowser. Jack Black being Bowser might just be my favorite Bowser ever. It feels like Jack Black was preparing his whole life for this. So Tai Lung's real opponent wasn't Poe, it was Bowser.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Bowser just feels so epic, but it's hard to make Bowser fail. I love him in every game, except Sticker Star. Fuck that game. Hey guys, does Bowser need any dialogue? No, he doesn't? Okay. Bowser is a threatening, menacing villain, but he can be a lovable goof at the same time. Like, he can be a goof and a threat at the same time, like with the piano scene.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Ah!
Bowser's song is Oscar-worthy now. And I love how all of his minions are stunned when they hear that Bowser wants to marry the princess. Bowser is what made the film the most fun for me. He was my main draw to the film. Oh yes, I love how his wedding outfit is just the outfit from Super Mario Odyssey. That's great. Even the flowers are the same. But if I'm being honest, a lot of what made me love Bowser in this is the fact that he subverts a lot of modern anime villains. Many villains nowadays are irredeemable bad guys that get a rushed redemption despite them showing no remorse. And when they're characters like Diamond Tiara or Fizzlebot Berry Twist, they never get used again. And then there's the Disney twist villains of the 2010s, where these characters that we thought were good are now villains that have these twists that don't make logical sense at all in the film. And then there's the other Disney cliche of villains where there's no villain. Now Disney can still make amazing villains like King Andreas, but 9 times out of 10, it's not a good time villain / non-existent. Comcast as a whole seems to be the best with villains. They own both DreamWorks and Illumination. All 3 villains in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish were beyond perfect. And Bowser here continues villains being fun. We want to see them defeated, but at the same time we have fun enjoying their presence. We love to hate them. I think Illumination making this film was a great idea. They respect their employees. But honestly, I think any company could have made this movie work, except Warner. Fuck David Zaslav. He would have used this film as a tax write-off. Before we end this video, I guess I should mention Nintendo's future. Charlie Day has stated that he wants to make a Luigi's Mansion movie, while Shigeru Miyamoto said that there are no future plans for Nintendo films. Which I guess is sad. To me, I don't mind remakes / adaptations as long as the people behind it prove to me that they can. It's like when you hire someone for a job, you want them to have prior experience. And this isn't something like Disney remaking Moana live action. It's not even a decade old yet! And yes, it was announced 10 days ago at the time of this upload. And yes, I am repeating myself, but I want to get that point across, Disney. Because you should not be remaking stuff that's less than a decade old. What's the point of you even making animated films then if you're going to instantly remake them in live action? And I think this Mario movie will make my top 10 best animations of 2023 list. Speaking of animation lists, I think it's time I finally do the worst and best of last year. So that's next. And remember, if you don't go see the new Mario movie,
You go to